like properties like first name, last name, phone number, email, and date of birth, and gender, age, anything like country, state, city. Okay. So first name, last name, or text properties. Okay. Phone number, email, date of birth, gender. Gender is a gender. We can take it as radio buttons. And age, integer, and first name, last name, text. These are like data type. What are the data type for this property? Next one. And this after creating properties, what we need to do in order to display these properties into the UI, we need a container. So the container is nothing but a section. So a section like customer details in framework class, because these are all common to any application, right? So we are going to create these common generic properties into the framework class. Okay, and the properties also, these are also created in the framework class. Okay, now we are going to deal with the requirement. Just observe closely. I will go as slowly. So what is the first thing that we need to create a properties in the framework class? Whatever the required properties for the customer, we are going to create it. So app info. So here currently we are in implementation application. If you want to change, you can change it to the switch work pool. Okay, let me do one thing. Currently this operator ID doesn't have an access to the framework application. Okay, so The thingy here is one operator can able to access number of applications, but at a time only one can be active. So currently we don't have anything here. Only switch work pool is there. Now here I am adding the framework thing. CSCI, instance others. Now if you see switch application is getting okay. If you want, you can switch, or we can also continue from it here. Let me try to create one property. Create data model property. So what is the first one? First name. Okay, first name. I want to create it on framework one. So as I said earlier, we have discussed this about this context and applies to rule set, right? Now we are changing it to the framework, and what is the class for this? ICICI. So this is the class ICICI framework, ICICI insurance work, and this is the rule set, and this is the version. Now create and open. First name. So what is the first name property? Text only. So I'm saving it is as it is. Okay, like that we can change the context, or you can directly change the class here, and directly you can also again right click, create a data model property. The next property is last name, right? So last name framework reference rule set. Okay, everything fine. So this is the last name property. Last name is also text input. So but this is the lengthy process. So as we are moving to the seniority, we need to find a things very quick. So instead of going like that, you can click on actions and click on create. Simple. Then we can directly create a property here. The next one is age, right? So age, check the context and class rule set, everything, create and open. So age is created. What is the age in our requirement? Age is an integer. Just change it to the integer. Okay, so px integer, the control also changed. Save. Now again create. What is the next one? Gender. Gender, I want to make it as a radio button. Okay, then here we can change the control like px radio button. Okay, px radio button. So for radio buttons, we need to select the values, right? So I'm giving local list. First one male, second one female, third one before not to say like. So save this. Okay. Then next create. What about it? Date of birth, right? Date of birth. So create and open. So what is the data type for the date of birth? Date. Only date property I'm taking. Date. So px date time. Save. Next again create. Next one is mobile number. So phone number. Create and open. Phone number is also like an integer. Integer. And again, what is the next one? phone number, email. If you want email, we can also add email. And open double integer text, true or false. Okay. Email we can leave it as text. We can add validation there. Next one is country. So country is a text, but here we are adding something like some we are going to add some properties on property level itself. So I'm taking it as a px drop down control, px drop down local list. So select India, USA, UK. Save. Create next country. After that state. Create and open state. State is also same. It is a drop down. Px drop down. Local list. So select. AP. Andhra Pradesh. Telangana. Tamil Nadu. Okay, save. Country also saved, state and city. Create and open. City also text. Change the UI control to drop down. Take a local list. And here also add some values. Select.
Manoj, 1 second.
Yeah.
Robin, you have not updated your details in Excel, right? Only one person updated.
I'll update. I'm
Please
not sure
update
how
it, no?
to send it.
No,
Sorry?
just open that Excel in WhatsApp only. Okay.
Okay.
Update your details. I think your location is mentioned there. Okay. In front of that,
Yeah.
just update
Okay.
your details. It required for our future purpose. Okay.
Okay. And then send it in WhatsApp.
Just send it on WhatsApp. Not an issue.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Please continue, Manoj.
Yeah. Okay. Save. And the final thing is zip code. Create zip code. Create and open. Zip code is I'm giving text. Okay. Save. So now whatever the basic customer details that we want, we have created all those properties. Did you understand about creating the properties? and how we can change the UI control and how we can able to add the table values, etc. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the after creating properties, the thing that we need to verify is go to the App Explorer and just refresh and check whether this property is created or not. Click on data model, so property. So see, everything will be created. Okay. If you click, so the last name will be opened. So we need to verify whether those are created or not. Okay. So I'm just closing all. Now, after creating properties, what is the other thing that we need to do? Go to your WhatsApp and check that requirement. What is the next requirement? So section also we need to create in framework, right? So where that section is available, section is available in user interface category. So create user interface section, customer details. Everything is fine. Create and open. Convert it to full section editor. So this is the section. Now here we can do the things like for example I'm the first name I want to add, right? So text input, I'm dragging the control here, just opening the control by double tap here. If you click on dot, automatically the drop down is coming because whatever the properties that we created and whatever the section that we are going to create, both are in creating in the framework or class. That's why it is getting automatically by providing dot. Okay. So dot first name, select first name, first name. Okay. If you want to change the label name, you can uncheck checkbox and you can here give whatever the name that you want. For me, first name is okay. Like this, we can give whatever we want. First name. Okay. Submit. Think giving space is better. Now, if you want another control, for example, actions, pickers, autocomplete checkbox, drop down. For example, I draw take the drop down control, double tap. So, what is the drop down control property that we created? For which properties that we created drop down? Yeah. So for suppose I'm taking country. Country is also drop down, right? So country, submit. Okay. So instead of like this, we can drag that controls and map the controls to the property. Instead of that, we can also do one more thing like first name, right? Just place mouse here and drag like this. Last name, last name. Okay, last name. Like that we can drop automatically whatever the because when we are creating property itself, we are setting that UI control also we are changing, right, as per our requirement. If we didn't change the UI control there, then here we need to drag the control and map the property. But if we made that UI control on property level itself, we can drag and drop, and the UI control is also reflected as it is. So first name, last name, next one. See, gender is a radio button, right? I'm just dragging the gender. See, radio button. Automatically it came. And the next one is gender, age. Next one, date of birth. Then after age. Next one, phone number, email. Phone number, email, then anything, email, date of birth, country, state, city, zip code. So country, state, country, state, next city, next final one is zip code. So how many properties that we created? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 11, right? So how many we dragged? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have missed one thing. What is the thing? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Everything we got. Now, here now we can do some customizations like, so click on the dynamic layout property. Here we have layout format. So layout format is stacked now. So we have default inline grid double, inline grid triple. If we choose another, we have something like, so like this we have number of styles. So whatever the style that you want, you can choose like that. Let me show you. I'm choosing inline grid triple. Just submitting this. See, if we choose inline grid triple, it will come like this. And if I choose another format like inline labels left, if I choose this one, so like this, alignment will be changed. Okay, so whatever the control, whatever the format that you felt good, you can choose whatever you want. Okay, for me, inline labels left, inline middle labels left, in simple with the stacked with the labels left, or how it look like. Something odd. Stacked with labels left, how it should. Mhm. Going with inline grid triple. So just save this. For example, if you want to preview the thing like how it will look like in the UI. Okay, if you want to see before it going to the runtime, Just click on actions and click on preview. See, in the UI, it will be displayed like this. Okay. Now, I don't want background as this color. If you just we can also change the control container. Container format default. If we choose other, we have number of formats control container formats. Okay, so mostly we are taking default. If you want a background as default white, we container default. Now it is coming as a white thing. Now if we preview, now this is white thing. This is good, right? Actually, now, so not only dynamic layout, whatever the layout that whether table layout, everything that we are taking, we can do customizations to the layouts. Now, we can also apply visibility conditions. Like for now, I just want to add a header for this one. So please enter basic details. Please enter below basic details. Okay, we can also change the heading level here, whether 1 2 3. It likes it looks like some bold or some mimic like that. Submit. See, please enter below details. So this is the header. Okay, and the one more thing is like here header type is there, whether bar, collapsible, field set. If we are choosing collapsible, we can all do like this. Okay, so I think for me collapsible is better. Not only for dynamic layouts, we can also change some settings to the property also. So double click on property. For gender, I am going to change, go to presentation. um, Currently these radio buttons are in vertically. Now I'm making it is to horizontal. And for row, how many that you want to display? I am displaying 3. Okay, you can also change the control format. I'm changing control format to other, and I'm taking it as segmented. Submit. See, let me show you on the preview. See, male, female, prefer not to say. So this is good, right? And now we for data, but how what we are getting? We are getting this a calendar and year like this format. If you want to change, double click on calendar. Go to presentations. So custom, not that is with. So display mode. So how you want to display? I want to make it as a drop down list. I mean, instead of selecting from the calendar, I want I want a drop down to select year, month, and date. So I want drop down list and enable calendar. With the drop down list, I want the calendar thing as well and display range. So what is the meaning of date of birth? Date of birth is like previous date, right? Not the future date. So we can change the display range to 0 because this is date of birth is not about the future date, it is previous date, and I want to display the future 100 years. Sorry, previous 100 years, past 100 years, and that's it. Date time. If you want to change the formats here, we can also change it here. and then submit. Okay, then save. Click on preview. Now it is good, right? Drop down. If you want to drop down, you can select it from drop down. If you want to calendar, you can also select calendar, right? Okay. Up to here, are you clear? Is how it looks like? It is very difficult or very simple? Very simple, right? Designing the UI. Yeah, we are creating it on framework because these are very generic things, right? If we created an implementation, it only belongs to implementation. We cannot able to in tomorrow. If we created another application, we cannot able to use them. That's why I'm creating in framework one. Only these are basic details, right? Clear? Mhm. Not everything. Only generic things. No, 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 no. Only this one. Because one application can consist of either framework, either implementation. Applications are different. Framework application is different. Implementation application is different. But here, what you can think like now we are going to deal with two applications. Okay. At a time, we are going to deal with two applications, and we have mapped the two applications through inheritance. So then we can able to access the framework things into the implementation one also. Okay. So up to here, done. Now, in order to display the section into the UI, there are another things that we need to have. The next thing is flow action. So flow action is created under process category. The create process flow action. Uh, Flow action. You can give the name whatever that you want. Customer details. I'm giving the same name. Customer details. Create and open. So what is meant by flow action? We can say simply flow action is nothing but container of the section. Okay, it carries the section itself. Okay, so here the thing is we are going to give the section whatever we created. So we create a customer detail section. I have give it here. It's done. That's it. So flow action is nothing but the container of the section. So if you want to see the instance for this flow action, you know the process, right? Right, VXML. And so what is the thing that we need to search? No, no. What is the, if you want to see the instance of this flow action, so what is the thing that we need to search in the XML? PX OBJ class. So what is the PX OBJ class here? Rule OBJ flow action. So this is the instance class for the flow action. Tomorrow, if anyone asks, so what is the instance for flow action? You can answer like rule OBJ flow action is the instance for the flow action. And yeah, for section rule HTML section. Okay. So for each and every rule like this, yeah, as of now, what we have seen for properties, for section, for flow action, we have seen, right? No, entire property we have instance. If you created 100 properties, for that 100 properties, the instance should be the rule OBJ property only. The PZ key will be different because the PZ key will the unique identifier the each property. So this is simply the container of the section is a flow action. And what are the things that we can do with the flow action? So validations. So whatever the validation that we are providing here, so those validations will only applicable to this section only. For validations is like, suppose first name and last name should not be same, email should must be in email format, and zip code must be at least six number of length. Like that, we are giving some validations, right? So that validations rule we can call it here. And if you go to the actions, you can see apply data transform. See pre-processing and post-processing. So what is meant by pre-processing and post-processing? Pre-processing means before loading the section, if we want to do any logic, so here we are providing data transform and activity. Or if you want to do some actions after the screen loads, then we can deal with the post processing. Okay. By naming itself, we can see that pre-processing, post-processing. Do you understand?
Yeah, got it.
And the one more thing is, okay, I will tell you when we'll reach to that thing. And the flow action is also responsible for loading the sections. I will show you. So this is about flow action. So now we created a flow action. Is it okay to display it on the UI flow action? No, right? Even when we created a flow action, the flow action need to be called somewhere. Okay, without calling somewhere, we cannot able to make the things on the UI. So that thing, so where we can call the flow action. So the other rule name is flow. Create flow is also under process category. Create a flow. Just a minute. So customer details, create and open. So this is the flow. Flow looks like this. Flow can have start shape and end shape. This is assignment shape. We have number of shapes. These shapes we can discuss tomorrow. For now, whatever the requirement that we have done, we can make that thing into the UI. So double click on this connector. So customer details is automatically called. So if is there, if it is not there, we can choose customer details. So here the in the flow we can only call the flow actions on the connector shapes. Okay, and submit, save. Now click on run. So this is like some kind of harness, that a new harness. If you want to make like if you want to display the terms and conditions before going to the application, or if you want to display some policies and some regulation or some important rules, so we can also customize this thing. But we can discuss harness later. Now click on create. Okay, create. So this is our screen. Okay, and if you see cancel, save, submit, okay, these are the buttons that we are not created. So how these buttons are reflected? So the flow action is responsible for the creation of these buttons. Okay, in actions, if you hide the default action buttons, we cannot able to see the buttons there. Let me show you. I'm just hiding the buttons now. I just saved it. Click on refresh here. Do you see the buttons? No, right? So then we can understand like the flow action is responsible for loading the action buttons. If you want to customize, you can also customize. Previously we have submit, cancel, right? Instead of submit, if we want make it as done, refresh. So instead of the submit, I just make it as a done. Okay, like this. If you want, we can also customize the buttons from the flow action. Okay. Submit. Okay. So whatever the data that we want, we can give it like test, mail, date of birth. So this is the basic thing, very common basic thing. We can go with. We can deal like properties, flow action, flow section, country, state, zip code, like this. Submit. So it is ended. The case closed because we have only one screen, right? So there is no other thing in order to display the next screen. So in flow also we have only one connector. Okay, so that's it. So this is how we can create properties, how we are going to map those properties into the section, and the section will be calling it on flow action, and that flow action will be kept on flow, and the flow should be responsible to create the work objects. Okay, tomorrow we will see about more about flow. This is a draft on draft off and flow shapes, how to create a work object, like those kind of things. Okay,
Okay.
to now is it is clear.
Yeah, we'll try to do myself. I'll try to do myself and see.
Okay, so
So there is a work object already created now when you once you enter the submit button.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm, let's see whether it is stored in the DB or not. Just 2 minutes.
Okay.
What is the table name? So what is the framework table name? By class name itself, we can say that PC underscore ICSA framework instance work is the class. All rows. Yeah, this is stored in the DB. If you see,
Okay.
DevIMP, agency work. So these are all OOTB properties. If you see, we are PY everything. So insurance case layer, PY label and division, organization, unit, division. But the actual data we cannot able to see because it is stored in the blob. So you can see PZ PV stream, binary data. So whatever the data that we are entered, okay, that will be stored in the binary format. You see the PZ NSK of that work object is, this is the PZ NSK of that work object. Means if you give this PZ NSK somewhere, it will open this particular work object. Okay, so PZ NSK is unique for anything, whether it is property, whether it is a rule, whether it is a work object, everything PZ NSK is unique one. And PX application, even we created in the framework, but from where we have run, we run it on the implementation one. That's why it is showing PX application as implementation application. Okay,
Okay.
right. So this is the
But the
data.
framework layer uh, was a was an abstract class, right?
No, Framework class is an abstract.
Okay.
But in framework, if you see in framework where we have created framework work class. So as I
Okay.
said,
Oh,
work means it is a
work is
concrete.
a
If you
concrete.
want to
Okay,
see
got it. Okay.
definition, see it is concrete class.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay. If you remove the work and now see the definition. Now it is abstract class.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, got it.
Framework application means we are creating things in framework application. It is not about abstract and concrete classes. Okay.
Okay.
We are create how we can able to run the flow because it is a concrete class. The things everything we created in work class is a concrete class. That's why we can able to run the flow. Otherwise, we cannot able to see that run option in actions for abstract if we created it.
Okay, okay, got it. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, good, right? So tomorrow we will see more about flow. Up to here, you good? Do you need anything?
I'm good. Thanks.
Faced any difficulties? Okay, then we can wrap it up for today.
Okay, thank you. See you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, okay. And tomorrow, okay, it's 7 a.m.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Bye, Robin.
Okay, bye.